My dear students, today we will be seeing about serology and immunological test. Earlier we have seen about the complete hemogram, total blood count, then we have seen about the blood chemistry. Now today we will be seeing about serological and immunological test. So what is this serological or immunological test? Serology is the study of serology is the scientific study of blood serum. Blood serum. So what we will be doing is we will be taking the serum of the patient. We will be collecting the blood, and from the blood we will be collecting the serum of the patient, and from the serum we will be doing the test. So in serological test, it refers to the diagnostic identification of antibodies in the serum. So in the serum, whatever antibodies are there, we'll be usually studying about that. So these antibodies are formed. So how these antibodies are formed in the body? These antibodies are formed in response to any infection in our body. When any infection happens in our body, like typhoid, or we have hepatitis, or we have any type of infections which happen in our body, that infections create antibodies in the body. So we will be testing these antibodies using the serum, so that we will be able to diagnose what infection that patient is having. Clinically, according to the symptoms the patient will be telling, or whatever symptoms we can see in the patient, with that clinically we will be diagnosing, but we have to confirm it. For confirming, we will have to do the lab test. So serological test will be done. So serology, the indication is early diagnosis of the infection, such as viral hepatitis, typhoid, then detection of infection in which it is difficult to isolate the organism, like syphilis. In forensic medicine, in forensic medicine we will be doing it, because if it is a rapist case, we will not be able to identify the semen sample. So from the rapist, we will be collecting the sample. So for all these things, we will be using this serological test. So what are the different serological or immunological tests we will be saying? First, there are different types of serological and immunological tests, or agglutination test, precipitation test, ELISA test, hepatitis B, VDRL, Vidal, and tuberculin test. Now we will see each what is what. Agglutination test. In agglutination test, it is the clumping happen when in the antibody in the blood we will be taking the surface from the serum we will be taking the blood, and from that we will be taking the serum of the patient serum, and when this to this when we add the antibodies, there will be clumping together. So agglutination will be happening. So by seeing this, by seeing the visible crumbs formed, the visible crumbs which are formed, it is called it is because of the agglutination, as the antigen antibody complexes are formed. The antigen antibody complexes which are formed are insoluble. Because of that, clumping will be happening. Now, because of the clumping, what we will be doing? Because and usually this is done because of the clumping, we will be seeing that we will be clumping antibody reaction complexes, and this formed are insoluble. So in this is usually this agglutination test is done in case of Vidal test. That is Vidal test for typhoid. Then indications are agglutination. Then agglutination, so two types, that is slide agglutination and tube agglutination. In slide agglutination, whatever the sample that clumping together has happened, that sample will be taking and will putting into the slide, then cover, allow that to dry for some time, will putting the cover slip, then under the microscope we will see. So that will be showing what organism it is representing. So it indicates to which disease. The other thing is by tube method. By tube, in the tube we will be taking the serum and antibodies will be added, and accordingly doing. So that is the agglutination test. Usually agglutination test is done in case of Vidal, in typhoid. Second is precipitation test. In precipitation test, antigen antibody are in soluble form, and this antigen antibody they are in the soluble form, and when they react with each other, they react with each other to form an insoluble precipitate. The precipitate will be formed. So this is usually done in case of rickettsia or in venereal disease. This is we are usually to diagnose rickettsia or venereal disease will be doing the precipitation test. So in the precipitation test, antigen antibody, they are the insoluble form, and when the antigen antibody they react to form a precipitate, they react to form a visible precipitate. So it is usually done in rickettsia and in venereal diseases. So that is precipitation test. Next we will be seeing about ELISA test. ELISA test is an immunoassay. We have seen serological and immunological test. So ELISA test is usually an immunological assay, and it is usually done in case usually you will hear ELISA test, that is in case of HIV test we usually do. So in this the enzymes are linked, and the biochemical technique used to detect there are two types of ELISA test we will be doing, that is direct ELISA test and indirect ELISA test. And in direct ELISA test it is done for the detection of antigen. Direct ELISA test it is done for the detection of antigen, and indirect ELISA test it is done for the detection of antibodies. So like in detection of antibodies, that is ELISA test direct is done for detection of antigen. So antigen detection in which cases we will be doing, that is in case of hepatitis B, and in indirect ELISA test that is usually for the detection of antibodies. That case it is usually done in case of HIV, that is human HIV test will be doing that. So that was about ELISA test. Now we will be seeing about hepatitis B. Hepatitis B surface antigen, what we are usually called Australia antigen, HBsAg Australia antigen, that is hepatitis B surface antigen. So in this detection, in the detection of in this the HBsAg is very important in the parameter of diagnosing hepatitis B. So in this hepatitis B is transmitted usually through body fluids. Through body fluids it will be transmitted, like when we collect blood, if we get a prick, or if we are collecting the blood, if we get a prick, and that fluid if is getting injected to our body, so that is through the body fluids. Or if we are doing any other procedures, so the patient's fluid comes into our body, it will be transmitted. So hepatitis B, so that is of two types, is transmitted through body fluids, and it is through two types it is done. That is, the first is the acute infection. There is acute and chronic infection. In acute infection, the patient usually will be represented with the symptoms of vomiting. Will be having presenting with jaundice and vomiting. He will be having, his icterus will be yellow colored. He will be pale looking. His hands will be looking yellow colored. If we tap the skin of our body, then if we will tap this, then it will be looking jaundice colored. So if for the increase in that symptoms that they show actually in the initial stage. But in case of chronic condition, that will be representing as cirrhosis of liver, or it may be or hepatocellular carcinoma. It represents itself in that case. So that is hepatitis B surface antigen or HBsAg Australia antigen. So that is it is again a diagnostic parameter for viral hepatitis B, and this can be detected in the serum 2 to 3 weeks before the disease becomes diagnosable in the body. 2 to 3 weeks before that, if we take the serum and examine, we can know is going to be an hepatitis B patient. So that disease condition it shows because of the elevated SGOT, and this is very and it has to be with. So that's why while doing blood cross matching, we do HBsAg test also, because so the patient the patient will not look jaundiced or will not look anything like that. But if he is going to have that 2 to 3 weeks before itself, its blood will show that it is having HBsAg. So we will be, that's why that all things in blood cross matching we have seen that. So very important that will be observed. We do that test during the cross matching time. The next is VDRL test. VDRL test usually in venereal diseases. We will do the full form itself is venereal disease VDRL, Venereal Disease Research Laboratory. So this is mainly done in case of syphilis condition. It's usually done in case of syphilis. And in this, the principle of doing this is a phospholiquid. A phospholiquid called cardiopin is derived from the beef heart muscle. From the beef heart muscle, it is derived together with the cholesterol and lecithin, and it is used as antigen. And when antibodies are produced with the patient with syphilis, it reacts with this antigen. It reacts with the fluid, the serum of the patient. What happens is there is that's a forming the test tube. When we put this phospholiquid and the beef heart muscle extract, we will put into the patient's serum. What will happen in the test tube? It starts frothing or foam starts forming. So that is known as flocculation. Flocculation itself. So in the naked eye itself, we can see that we can observe that the froth is forming, and under the light power microscope or with a lens, we can clearly see that that's having the organism related to syphilis. So that's how it is being done. So the next serological test is Vidal test. Vidal test is usually done in case of serological done in case of typhoid fever. It is also done in agglutination technique, and when the agglutination happens, we can see Salmonella typhi, that is the organism which causes typhoid. So we will be seeing Salmonella typhi will be present. The next is tubercular skin test. What is tubercular skin test? Tubercular skin test is usually done in case of tuberculosis condition. So in that case, what is the procedure for doing tuberculosis test? In tuberculosis test, what you will see, you will take, it is usually done intradermal. Intradermal means just under the skin it will be done. So in this, what will be happening is, this is the area which will be for doing the intradermal test. This is the area which will be doing. So we will clean that area, and cleaning that area will be taking in the tuberculin syringe just 0.2 ml of the tuberculin will be taking, and will inserting just intradermally, and will be putting a mark which will be about 10 mm diameter. Will be putting a circle will be drawing, and after 48 to 72 hours we will be reading that. So if a person is a tuberculosis patient, what will be happening is there will be redness, or there will be erythema, erythemic skin rashes will be there, which will be crossing this 10 mm mark. This 10 mm mark, it will be crossing. That means the patient is positive to tuberculosis. And if it is less than that, or if it is not present, usually when a positive tubercular patient, they will show the reaction immediately, and slowly, if it is up to 72 hours, it will show that reaction. So that will be checking that. And then if in case of HIV patients, even if it is 5 mm, if that redness or any skin reaction has happened, even up to 5 mm, we will be considering it as tuberculosis patient. So to whom all, what is the indication? Indication first is the patient with tuberculosis. How we will know he is a tuberculosis? Weight loss will be there for unknown reason. There will be dry cough will be there, which will be prolonged for a long time, or there will be just X-ray shows any patches in the lungs. In that case, we'll be doing if a patient has come in contact with a tubercular patient because of an airborne infection, a tuberculosis patient they have come, or the patient is continuously losing the weight for no reason, or if it is a health worker who is coming in contact with the tubercular patient, in all these cases we will be doing the tubercular test. So this was all about the serological test. So serological test, what all we have seen about agglutination test, precipitation test, agglutination test in Vidal condition, precipitation test in case of the ELISA test, that is direct and indirect. Direct, that is for the detection of antigen, it will be seen in hepatitis B, and then indirect it will be in the case of HIV. Then hepatitis B, that is an acute and chronic. Acute will be having Uterus formation will be there and vomiting will be there, and in chronic they will be having cirrhosis of liver and hepatobiliary sarcoma will be there. Then VDRL for the venereal diseases will be doing like syphilis, then Vidal test for the typhoid will be doing, and then tuberculosis test for the tuberculosis will be doing. These are all about the serological test. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Hope you have understood. Thank you.